Hey everyone, I've been waiting to make this video for a while now. I just had to wait for enough footage to become available and now it is, so I can finally make it. So in this video I'll be talking about John Wick Chapter 4 and what I believe makes it such an amazing film and the aspects that made me go see it a second time in the cinemas. John Wick Chapter 4 takes place some months after where Chapter 3 ended. With the price on his head ever increasing, John Wick uncovers a path to defeating the High Table, but before he can earn his freedom, Wick must face off against a new enemy with new powerful alliances across the globe and forces that turn old friends into foes. There are so many things that I love about this film. The set pieces, the pumping synth score, and the cinematic references to films like the 1970s classic The Warriors, and much more. But today I will be talking about what I believe to be the most important aspects of the film, and the ones that I believe propel it into action blockbuster stardom. I think the strongest aspect of this film is its writing, especially the story and the structure. I love the journey that John Wick goes on and we follow him go through. The way the film feels like a video game. John Wick works his way through different video game levels with essentially a final boss at the end of each of them, eventually reaching the final level with the last boss of the game. The story is captivating and didn't leave me bored at all, which is very hard for a film almost 3 hours long to do. I think the characters are written so well. I actually enjoyed every single character in this film. Obviously John Wick is so cool and you're always going to enjoy watching him plow through crowds of bad guys on the big screen. But all of the supporting characters are also so entertaining. Donnie Yen as Kane, the blind assassin, was such an interesting supporting character. I loved watching his story unfold as he's a character that has been backed into a corner to do the things he's doing, and you can sympathise with him and his actions. I thought Shamir Anderson's bounty hunter character, Nobody, was so cool, and every time he and his dog appeared on screen I was engaged. The antagonists are also awesome. Bill Skarsgård plays such a dislikable and snobby main antagonist. But to draw video game comparisons once again, even the smaller bosses in the film that are almost like a side mission for Wick, like Killer, the huge nightclub owner played excellently by Scott Adkins, are great. His exceptional performance contributing to what I believe to be perhaps the best scene in the film. Killer's nightclub scene is just so expertly crafted. The cinematography, the fighting, the music, that scene had my jaw on the floor. I think the way all of these characters are fleshed out makes them and the story so much more interesting and entertaining. The cinematography in this film is exceptional. The way the camera moves so fluidly with all the awesome stunt work and action that is happening on screen just left me in awe. There's one specific overhead tracking shot that dumbfounded me. I was sat there in shock just watching it all unravel and trying to piece together how they would have actually filmed this, because usually with some films and one takes you can see where a mask happens. However, this one take is a bird's eye view tracking shot one take that I can't see any other way that it would have been done other than a legitimate one take, and it's so good and fun to watch. It's also technically very difficult, and you can appreciate the technical mastery in this film a lot, specifically in that scene. Even just thinking about it now makes me smile. The camera work is amazing, the lighting and the set pieces work so well together, and it just looks so damn good and colourful and vibrant on the big screen. Killer's nightclub, as I said before, might just be my favourite scene in the whole film. The flashing neon strobe lights and the waterfalls pouring down each floor, just dirtying the frame, makes the scene so iconic. I also think by having Chad Stahelski, an actual stuntman, direct these films, we get action scenes that look and feel so real, as they're coming from a source that is experienced in these specific fight scenes. Of course, there are moments where you have to suspend your disbelief. For example, the crowds of onlookers who are just watching as Wick slaughters crowds of enemies. But you have to do that in all of the John Wick films, and it's something that we've grown, or at least I've grown, to just deal with. And I think that also made my appreciation of this film and the likability of this film a lot more, is just leaving any expectations of realism at the door and just going in prepared to have fun. Lastly, I'd like to touch on the pacing. This film is almost 3 hours long, and if I'm being honest, I didn't feel the runtime at all. The first time I watched it, it flew by, and then when I went to see it a second time, the same thing happened. It didn't feel like there were any moments in this film that weren't necessary, that didn't consider something useful to the plot. It's a complete blast from start to finish, and the only negative I have with the pacing of this film is with the arrival of new technology and armour within the John Wick universe. For example, the bulletproof suit linings. The fight scenes in this installment are slightly drawn out, and I can see how some people may consider them to go on for longer than they need to, or too long, but I don't agree with this. They go on quite a long time, but I don't think they go on so long as to the point where they ever become boring or tedious. They're still expertly crafted, even if they are long, and it's still just enjoyable to watch. So hey everyone, hope you enjoyed this video. It was a little bit of a shorter one just because it's more of a kind of a review and less of an analysis video. But yeah, I really love this film. I'm going to get it when it comes out on Blu-ray. I'm pretty sure it already has, so I've got to get that soon. And I really can't wait to rewatch it because for a 3-hour film, it was just so entertaining, and my eyes were constantly glued onto the screen, and I really don't think this is one of those films that with repeat viewings my likability of it will go down. I think it will hold up over time as one of the best modern action films. I don't know if the news about John Wick 5 is completely true, but if it is true, I'm kind of annoyed because I think this one ended in a really good way, and it ended John Wick's story really well, and I think you'd kind of just be ruining it a little bit if they were to bring out John Wick Chapter 5, unless it hasn't got Keanu Reeves in it, and it wouldn't really be a John Wick film, but we'll see. So yeah, let me know what you thought about John Wick Chapter 4. Did you like it? Did you not like it? Leave it in the comments below. Make sure to like the video, and yeah, I will see you in the next video that I do.